close the door with the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three.
Line into left field for a base hit. Hit in the air. That's going to be the second baseman. They have a chance for two, and they got him.
Run. The throw is in time for the out.
Lifted high into left field. Ball is way back, and that ball is way gone.
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Monday afternoon into the early evening here from Castleton. It is Northern Cass and Kindred-Richland on yourliveevent.com. And welcome to our pregame show brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedway. Norman County Raceway, check out the World of Outlaw late models on June the 29th in Ada. Tickets now available at normancountyraceway.com. Kindred has finished their any Audi, as now you'll have the Northern Cass Jaguars taking the field here. Winner will advance to play the Central Cass Squirrels later tonight, roughly at 7 o'clock here in the championship. The winner of this game will have to win 3 consecutive games starting today into tomorrow. Trying to win here tonight in the 5 o'clock game, they have to beat Central Cass and then need to win then tomorrow if it gets to that point for the second championship game. How these two teams got here, well, we'll take a look at what happened on Saturday. Northern Cass fell at the hands of Central Cass 11-3 in the semifinals. Well, for Kindred, a 7-1 win over Oaks, then a 16-3 win over Fargo Oak Grove. So it's Kindred and Northern Cass. Winner again plays Central Cass upcoming later tonight in the championship. Also a reminder, we will name the all-region team later, the senior athlete of the year and the coach of the year as well, once game number 2 is all set and done. I'm Chase Miller alongside Joey Hughes. The broadcast said this tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the board of directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. We come back after this. We'll get to our coaches' comments. We'll hear from Scott Milbrandt, but first we'll hear from Sam Johnson, the head coach of Northern Cass, when we return here on yourliveevent.com.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks, they make sure your vehicle gets the best standard of care to get it back on the road as quickly as possible. Lonnie and his team are some of the most highly trained in the industry. With state-of-the-art technology and superior products, your vehicle will leave in great condition. With their drive-in claims area, the process is smooth and easy. Let Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks provide you and your vehicle with premium care and attention. Open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. Abra Auto Body and Glass of Grand Forks.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Did you know that Bassett Motors has over 300 pre-owned vehicles to choose from and a great selection of new vehicles arriving daily? At Bassett Motors, hometown hospitality and personal service is their goal. Come and experience a relaxed buying process. They will handle everything from financing and licensing to accessorizing your new vehicle. Give them a call at 701-652-2955 or check them out online at BassettMotors.com. Bassett Motors, where our customers send their friends.
It is the first of 2 here today in Castleton. Northern Cass and the Kindred Vikings going up against each other here, with the winner moving to the championship later tonight against Central Cass. Joining us now from Northern Cass, he's the head coach. There's Sam Johnson. This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. And Sam, for you guys here, just take us through what Saturday was like. You played 3 games in the tournament in a row from Friday into Saturday. You had a little bit of time in between, that 11 o'clock in the morning game when that got moved back till noon. Able to enjoy a little bit yesterday off, so to speak, from this tournament before you got gearing up today. So what's the last 24 to 40 hours been for this team here, Sam?
Yeah, Saturday obviously not what we expected or hoped for. We'll just call it how it is, and it's just we talked to guys about a few of the things that need to be cleaned up, and I think they really soaked it in. We didn't do anything yesterday. We gave them the day off to just recoup and think about a few of the things that they can do, but also bring to the team if they're not on the field. And the vibe I've gotten today, they're ready to go. And so it's going to be a different outcome for us. We're just going to play better. We're going to have to against a really good Kindred team. We seem focused. We seem ready. And I'm just excited to play some better baseball today.
Yeah, you go up against a team that you played already. Now this will be your fourth time, so obviously no secrets, being region rivals for quite some time and seeing each other every now and then in an Enderlin baseball jamboree in between here, Sam. So this year's version of the Jags, this year's version of the Vikings, what can you take, if anything, from Friday, and what can you take, if anything, from that doubleheader in Kindred into this one here this evening?
Yeah, Friday's game was obviously a good one for us, but I just told our guys afterwards I'm so proud of the way they fought. Like I said, I didn't know where they were at early in the game, late in the game, until that 6th inning, and they just battled. And that's what I'm super proud of our guys for, whatever game it is. Even the Castleton game, you know, we give up 8 runs in the 2nd inning, and we only give up 2 more the rest of the game. So they battled. It's not where we wanted to be, but they never give up, and I'm really proud of them for that. Whether it's on the mound, whether it's at the plate, they fight, and that's what I'm expecting here today. And Kindred's going to do the same. We know Scott has a really good program down in Kindred. They battle. They have good pitching. They have good hitting. So it's just going to be a grind. It's going to be whoever can limit the mistakes today. The 5 o'clock game is going to be able to play at 7 again.
You got Metzger going on the bump. What's the mentality like when you go up against a Scott Milbrandt lineup? What do you want him to do early on in this contest?
Well, I'm hoping Matthew finds the zone early, low in the zone. A couple of his faults this year has just been leaving balls up, and that's the ones that get hit pretty hard. So if he can pound the zone really low, I feel we have a really good chance with him. And he can go, 3, 4, 5 innings depending on his efficiency. And we still got everybody eligible for relief too. I don't expect Matthew to be perfect by any means. We know Scott's going to play some small ball if some guys get on, and we're just going to have to be ready on defense to make plays for our pitcher.
Final thing for you, Sam. What's the first, 2nd inning like? How big is a good start once you get to a game like this where it's win and you advance to that championship or lose or go home? How big is the 1st and 2nd inning, whether it's Kindred or whoever that you're playing here tonight?
Yeah, we just talk about setting the tone early, and that starts with warm-ups even. Just how are you setting the tone for yourself, and then how are you setting it for your teammates? When we go out and take any outie, how are you coming off to the other team when you make a mistake, or taking things as seriously as you can to get game-like reps in? So it's extremely important those first few innings to just set the stage. You might give up a run or two, but we can't balloon an inning, and we can't just go up to the plate looking for walks either.
Hey, Sam, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck here today as you square off with the Vikings and trying to get to that championship later tonight.
Thank you, Chase. Appreciate it.
That again, Sam Johnson, head coach for the Jags, will continue after this. This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank here on YourLiveEvent.com.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at BloomfieldTrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsborough.
Meet Blake, the messiest 4-year-old on the planet. He's no ordinary durability tester. Meet SmartStrand, no ordinary carpet. With all pet protection, it's the softest, most durable, easiest to clean carpet on the planet. When Blake's barn got a comfy makeover, SmartStrand came clean, even went up against a 2-ton rhino. Made to withstand all walks of life. Ask for SmartStrand, rhino tested, rhino approved.
Available at Carpet World, carpetworldfargo.com.
As we continue on our pregame show here tonight, brought to you in part by the Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedway. Joining us from the Kindred Vikings, he's the head coach, Scott Milbrandt, as they tangle with Northern Cass. Winner makes it to the championship later tonight against Central Cass. And Scott, let's just talk about your team here. What have you seen from them? Friday was that one game, but 2 games, loser out games, able to take care of business, especially early on against Fargo Oak Grove, your last outing here. What have you seen from the guys that you're hoping to taking with into Northern Cass, kind of 2.0, so to speak, of this Region 1 tournament?
Yeah, Friday was a hard day for the kids. I mean, they took that loss pretty hard. But we told them we have to reset, okay? We have another, double elim, so let's reset and see how we did. And I was really happy how they came back on Saturday and played. This should be a good contest. I don't think it'll be a blow-up by any means by either team. It's going to be a 1-2 run game, I think, and it should be really good baseball. Coach Johnson's got his crew playing really well right now.
What does a good start in a game like this, whether it's Northern Cass or anybody, once you get to this time of the tournament where you win, you advance, where you lose, your season comes to an end, what does a good first or second inning do for a club once you get to this time of the year?
Well, I think, it builds confidence that, if the ball's hit to you, make a play. right? And then timely hit. You might have to manufacture a run here the first couple innings just to get a run or two, and then build from there.
Stanley Boloski on the mound here. What do you want to see him early on against this Northern Casa lineup?
Pound the zone, right? Get ahead in the count right away. He pitched a real good game against Central Cass here a couple weeks ago. We got beat 3-0, but all 3 runs were unearned. So I like our chances if we pound the zone early and don't kick the ball around.
We were talking beforehand, a lot of graduations, open houses during this time of the year. You have a healthy senior class that's on here. What's a trait or characteristic, whether it's them as seniors or when they were freshmen or whenever they had the opportunity to play at the varsity level? What have you liked most about the senior class representing the Vikings here, Scott?
Never give up attitude, right? They approach the game the right way. Work hard, stay positive. If you make a mistake, shake it off, and next ball, right?
That's exactly what it's been like. And final thing for you here, Scott, biggest thing you want to see from your team here today?
Just play hard. There's going to be adversity. In any game you play, in life, there's adversity, right? What kind of character do you have when your back's against the wall? So that's what I want to see. Just play hard till the last out and see what the outcome is.
Scott, good to see you. Best of luck here today.
Thank you, sir.
That again, Coach Milbrandt with the Vikings. Will continue on our pregame show here today from Castleton between the Jags and the Vikings on YourLiveEvent.com. At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator.
Central Cass Schools' mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
Here at Dakota Heritage Bank in Red Lake Falls, we pride ourselves on serving you with experienced, friendly bankers who make all decisions locally. Our bankers are available to help you with any of your financial needs. We offer a variety of deposit products from checking accounts to IRAs. Our quick local decisions allow you to borrow money and make your purchases today. Stop in or call one of our local friendly bankers today at 218-253-2265. Member FDIC.
As we continue here in our pregame show, brought to you in part by Norman County Raceway and the Red River Valley Speedway. Reminder, every Friday night in West Fargo, check out the races starting at 7. Also, Donnie Schatz, the World of Outlaws, come strolling into town on August the 24th with the World of Outlaws Sprint Cars. For more information, go to RedRiverValleySpeedway.com. That, again, is RedRiverValleySpeedway.com. Northern Cass so far here in this tournament throughout their 3 games are betting .253 as an average, 19 hits on 75 at-bats with 20 runs scored so far here for the Jags. And starting on the mound today will be Matthew Metzger. Metzger, 5 innings of work, 2 hits, a run, an earned run with 3 walks and 10 strikeouts earlier in the tournament here for Northern Cass. So this will be his second appearance. He has pitched 80 so far of the 135 that you are given here in this particular tournament here for Northern Cass, and in doing so, he did that against the Enderlin Eagles in their 11-1 win. While on the opposite side for the Kindred Vikings, so far through 3 games, batting .328, 64 at-bats, 21 hits so far for the Vikings with 26 runs scored. On the bump here today for his first time pitching here in this tournament will be Stanley Boloski. Calling balls and strikes, Pat Adair. Up the first baseline is Eric Olson, and up the third baseline is Cale Hamry. It's the Vikings and the Jags. Winner moves on to play in the championship coming up later tonight at 7 o'clock. Loser has their season come to a close. Last year, Central Cass defeated Kindred-Richland in the championship. 2 years ago, here in Castleton. Central Cass won over Northern Cass. So we'll have some type of rematch from what we had most recently. That does it for our pregame show, as we'll get you set for the starting lineups and the opening pitch here today. I'm Chase Miller alongside Joey Hughes. Northern Cass will roll like this, as they will have Colin Mitchell, the batting leadoff here. The freshman designated hitter, Chris Hoyland, the sophomore shortstop, will be batting second, with Trey Huzar, the junior center fielder, will be batting third. Sam Clement, the junior first baseman, is batting fourth. Carter Waitson, the junior catcher, fifth, and Matthew Hoppy batting sixth. Here's the opening pitch, swung on and missed. Opening pitch at 4:54. And Hoppy batting sixth, with Metzger batting seventh. Westland eighth, and Jacob Ossie is ninth. No balls, one strike on the way to the freshman designated hitter, Colin Mitchell. Boloski, this one will be in the dirt. Patted there says, yes, you did go around. It's now 0-2. McDonald in left field with Swenson in center. Hoymes in right here for the Vikings. Andel at first with Trauma at second. Wold at short, and Spellhog at third with Whipple behind the plate. 0-2 pitch on the way for the righty. Boloski got him out in front again, and Colin Mitchell, the freshman designated hitter, is retired via the strikeout on 3 pitches, and there's 1 down. So Stanley Boloski has all of his pitches to work with here in this baseball tournament. Again, you get up to 135 or 3 appearances as well. That's your limit. So if you already came in 3 games, for example, you're done on the mound whether you have more pitches to give or not. This one will be the offering on the way to Chris Hoyland. This one will miss out of the zone for a ball. It's now 1-0. 2 games today for sure here in Castleton, possibly another tomorrow if it gets to that point. Whoever wins this must beat Central Cass next to get to about 24 hours from now, as this one misses outside. Now 2-0. Northern Cass and Kindred-Richland, 4th time they've met this season. The Jags have won 2. Kindred has won 1. Most recently here in the Region 1 tournament, Northern Cass came back trailing 3-0 entering the 6th inning, as they scored 3 runs in the 6th and then 3 runs in the 7th as well. Here's the 3-0 pitch on the way from Boloski. This one will be in there for a strike, now 3-1. So after 3 consecutive pitches to Mitchell, Chris Hoyland works the count to a 5th pitch, as Mitchell again was retired via the strikeout. Here's the 3-1 offering. This one is going to be fouled, and we'll keep it now to 3-2. Not as windy here today in Castleton as what it was on Saturday throughout the morning and into the afternoon. The evening was about as perfect as you could get Saturday evening. Currently 72 degrees. The 3-2 pitch, strike 3 looking. And Boloski gets his 2nd strikeout, and there's 2 down. 72 degrees. A little bit of overcast skies here out there today in the Greater Fargo metro area and in Castleton, as it's been fairly cloudy with the sun trying to patch its way through at particular times throughout today. Trey Huzar, the junior catcher, batting third here for Northern Cass, as this one will be missed for a ball, now 1-0. So far in this tournament, Trey Huzar, 4 hits on 6 at-bats. He's earned 4 walks with 3 runs and 5 runs driven in. So far leading the way for Northern Cass in terms of those runs driven in here for the Jags in the Region 1 tournament. The 1-0 pitch, that'll be in there for a strike at 1-1. Northern Cass softball earlier today, winners over Enderlin, 23-9 in 5 innings. They will square off with Hillsborough Central Valley in a loser-out game later tonight in Hankinson. Here's the 1-1. That'll miss outside for a ball, 2-1. And also, last we heard in the 4th inning, it was the Vikings and Central Cass in softball scoreless. We'll keep you apprised of that. You can also watch it here on yourliveevent.com with Jake Berkmeyer and Josh Boyko down in Hankinson. This one is fisted into left center, drifting away from Swenson. Swenson in the gap makes a leap but can't come down with it. McDonald backs it up. Going into second with a stand-up double is Trey Huzar. So for Northern Cass, they get the extra base knock here. Huzar stands in second base. Now it's Sam Clement. So for the Jags there, getting fisted a little bit was Trey Huzar, but able to muscle it off, and then it just kept sailing away. If that would have been hit in the same direction on Saturday, that probably would have got to left fielder McDonald with the win, but with no win here today, splits the gap. Swenson gave it a good charge after that in center field for the dive, and it's a 2-out base knock here for Northern Cass. And talking with both Sam Johnson and alongside Scott Milbrandt, they both alluded to, hey, if you get a couple of extra outs in a game like this, if you can get a 2-out rally, stringing it together, try to score early, how that can help you in a loser-out game playing from in front immediately in the first inning. This one will miss low. That'll make it 1-0 here to Clement. Sam Clement, 2 of 9 so far from the plate in the tournament, but he does have 4 runs driven in. The 1-0 offering on the way by the righty Boloski. This one's going to be hit on the ground, and Wold is able to backhand it. There's the jump throw, and this is going to be safe. Rounding first base there was Sam Clement, and they look to apply the tag. It's going to be an infield single. I'm not sure if Clement knew that Wold was actually going to throw that ball across, as that was a Jeter-esque kind of play by Wold at short. Nearly got him, but fortunately for Clement, he didn't round the base far enough, and then Andel didn't apply the tag, so he works as Trey Huzar now stands at third. Clement will stand at first. So after 2 consecutive strikeouts, there's back-to-back hits, and for the Vikings right now have to work themselves out of a pickle here for Stanley Boloski as Carter Waitson, the junior catcher, will dig in. And in situations like this, Northern Cass loves that double steal opportunity. The runner will stay put. First pitch swinging. Waitson swung on and missed. It's now 0-1. On our Bank North scoreboard here, Northern Cass Kindred scoreless here in the top of the first inning of this Region 1 baseball tournament. You can either call it a loser out or semifinal. It works either way, as the winner moves to the championship and a loser has their season come to an end. Here's the 0-1 offering from Boloski. This is foul back now, 0-2. Vikings looking to come up scoreless. Northern Cass looking to plate that first run of the game with Trey Huzar standing at third base. Sam Clement again at first. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Spellhog playing even with the bag at third. Ando holding the runner at first. Ando with a suicidal kamikaze kind of a lead there at first base, daring the pitcher to look over. Ando kind of was maybe looking to see if he could draw a balk or possibly get Boloski to look over, but the way that Clement was taking his lead from first base with Ando holding him on, you knew he was going to go uncontested. So now it's 1 ball and now 2 strikes to Waitson. Boloski looks in. The 1-2 misses on the outer part of the plate at 2-2. That's about the largest lead we've seen here in Castleton this weekend. That's not just take your lead and take an extra hop. That it's pretty much daring the pitcher to look over at a particular time and say, throw it over here and see if Huzar can come down the third baseline and score. The 2-2. That'll miss, and a good at-bat here by Waitson after falling behind. No balls, 2 strikes, 3 consecutive pitches outside, and now there's runners again in scoring position for the Jags. The righty Boloski looks in on the 3-2 offering. The payoff pitch. 3-2 swung on and missed, and Boloski strikes out the side. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base as we head to the bottom of the first on our Bank North scoreboard, scoreless here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Emery Visto's Implement has been family-owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts. Make sure you check out their garden center with all new grills, smokers, and griddles. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their Ariat and Cinch clothing section, along with Ariat and Twisted X footwear. At Emery Visto's Implement, anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or call 701-742-2167.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at Enbridge.com.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards, plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey, swatch, autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. Call anytime, 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro.
As we head to the bottom of the first inning here on YourLiveEvent.com, Chase Miller, Joey Hughes with you here from Castleton, the Kindred Vikings will be going like this. Kylan Swenson, the junior center fielder, batting leadoff here against Matthew Metzger on the bump. Metzger so far here for Northern Cass, 5 innings of work. He's thrown 80 pitches, so he has 55 left in the arsenal. And then from there, Northern Cass will have to go somewhere else. Everyone for Northern Cass is available in terms of pitching today. No one has to sit out an extra day because of they've either thrown too many pitches, too many appearances, or anything of that nature. Swenson again will be batting leadoff. Stanley Boloski second. Jack Wold third with Grant Spellhog in the cleanup role. Luke Starcevic, the only Kindred player so far with a home run here in this tournament, will be batting fifth. Bryce Wimple sixth with Andy Trom seventh. Jack McDonald eighth. Owen Hoyme ninth. And Carson Andel will not be batting but playing first base. The righty Metzger against the righty Swenson here. First pitch running in, and that will be a check swing. And this one will be a strike at 0-1. Westland in left with Huzar in center. Hanson in right. Hoppy stands at third with Hoyland at short, Ossie at second, Clement at first, and Carter Waitson behind the plate here for Northern Cass. Out in their all-black uniforms, the 0-1 offering. This one missed in the dirt at 1-1. While for Kindred, the blue tops and the white bottoms here is a nice day to watch some baseball in Castleton. The 1-1 pitch in there for a strike at 1-2, and it's been all chalk for the most part here in this Region 1 baseball tournament as the 1, 2, and 3 seeds all remain. And this one comes in, and Swenson will take the walk on the hit by pitch. So Metzger gives up a hit by pitch here, and for Swenson, he had 4 hits. Now he'll be reaching base the third time via the free pass, as you will have Stanley Boloski 4 for 7 so far in this tournament with 4 hits for the senior. And we'll see what Swenson's able to do. He will move when he has the opportunity for the junior center fielder, as he will stay put on this one. Boloski sees one outside for a ball now at 1-0. Patted air calling balls and strikes. Cal Hamry up the third base line, and the first baseman is Eric Olson. Here's the 1-0. This one will be quickly back to the first baseman here with Clement trying to apply the tag. We have seen a runner caught stealing earlier in this tournament. Has taken his lead off of first will be Swenson. Scoreless and Hankinson between the Vikings and the Squirrels in the 5th inning in Region 1 softball action. The winner of that game automatically punches their ticket to Jamestown. We'll see if someone here tonight can punch their ticket to Jamestown as well. This one is bunted. It's a nice bunt right back to Metzger. Sacrifice bunt on the way as Stanley Boloski gets a productive out here. Swenson into scoring position, and there's one down now here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Jack Wold, the senior shortstop, will dig in now. Wold has got a hit with 5 runs driven in. He's used sacrifice flies to his advantage here in this tournament. Just 1 at-bat officially with walks, sacrifice bunts, and sacrifice flies here in this tournament. Runner at second is Swenson. First pitch. This one will miss out of the zone. It will be now 1-0. And so Timberwolves back in action after a nice big win over the Denver Nuggets, hosting the Dallas Mavericks on Wednesday and Friday with the Western Conference Finals. This one swung on and a miss. Now it'll be 1-1. Just have to wait every 20 years for a Timberwolves fan to get to the Western Conference Finals. Playing the Los Angeles Lakers when Phil Jackson was still the head coach with Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. Fast forward 2 decades. Well, now you got Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic and Jason Kidd, the coach, coming to Minneapolis, St. Paul. The 1-1 offering on the way. Outer part of the plate, good location. It's now 1-2. We saw Boloski get a similar call early in the 1st inning, and if you're going to nibble on the outer part of the plate, might be difficult for a batter trying to see if they can shoot one to right. Here's the 1-2. Metzger was trying to go there again, but missed it low. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for providing coverage here today of the Region 1 Baseball Tournament. The 2-2 breaking ball, that'll be 3-2. One of those sponsors, again, is our pregame and postgame interview sponsors, Dakota Heritage Bank, with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhbanknd.com. So Kylan stands at second. The 3-2 as Metzger looks back the runner. And Wold will take another one missing outside. So the senior Wold gets another free pass here in the tournament. Runners at first and second. And Grant Spellhog, the senior third baseman, will dig in the cleanup spot. Spellhog has had himself a nice tournament so far. 4 of 9 with 3 runs scored and 3 runs driven in. And the Vikings trying to get the first run of the ball game here on our Bank North scoreboard as this one will go inside for a strike. It's now 0-1. As we saw these two teams play earlier in the tournament where it was a low-scoring game, as Spellhawk smashes one to right. Hansen will have to bring this one in. Swenson rounds third, heals the relay. It's not going to be in time. It's an RBI single for the senior Grant Spellhog, and the Vikings have taken the lead. It's 1-0. So Wold will take second base. Grant Spellhog will... As Spellhog will take the single here. It's now 1-0 in favor of the Vikings. So Spellhog with the RBI single. Here in the bottom of the first, as now Luke Starcevic, the freshman designated hitter, will dig in. First pitch. This one will miss for a ball. It's now 1-0. Wold stands at second base. But going back again to these two teams playing earlier, it was 6-3 was the final, but it was just 3 runs for Kindred. 2 of them in the second, 1 of them in the third. Going into the 6th inning before the Jakes played at 3 runs in the 6th and the 7th to eventually take the win. Northern Cass had just 5 hits in that game. The Vikings only had 3. 1 ball, 1 strike on the way, so every run early can be a different variation of how this game can play out. As this one is popped up, playable. Metzger does a good job coming off the mound, and there's 2 down. So Starcevic gets jammed, popped out there by Metzger, feeling his position nicely, and there's 2 down, as now it's up to Bryce Whipple. Whipple 2 of 8 so far here in the tournament with 2 runs driven in and a walk. Metzger trying to minimize the damage just to 1 and then get the Jakes to come up to the plate here with Hoppy, Metzger, and Westland. They're 6, 7, and 8 batters to the plate. I'll also keep you apprised of Region 2 baseball in Mayville, Region 3 baseball, that's in Steele. We'll have those for you for the remainder of the week here on yourliveevent.com, as this one in there for a strike at 0-1 to the senior. Region 2 baseball currently going on will be Thompson and Nelson County in the semifinals. Here's the 0-1 pitch. I don't miss outside. Now it's going to be 1-1. The question is, can someone other than Thompson in Region 2 make stays? They literally have owned that region for nearly a decade when it comes to baseball. The 1-1. This is going to be hit on the ground. Hoyland will come across, go the long way to Clement, throws a nice one there. It's 6-3 on the putout, and that'll retire their side. There is a run off of just 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. 1 complete on our Bank North scoreboard. The Vikings lead it by 1.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
Stop on out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Plus, Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting and paint mixing section for your own do-it-yourself projects. From their grill selection with Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to their customer laser engraving center, Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware.
As we head to the top of the second inning here in Castleton, the Vikings take an early lead over Northern Cass here. It is the Region 1 baseball tournament on yourliveevent.com. As we will still have one more game following this as well later tonight here in Castleton. The winner of this game again will play Central Cass in the championship. As the righty matchup here to Hoppy as this one into the left-handed batter's box. It's now 1-0. So Hoppy, Metzger, and Westland here for Northern Cass. Hoppy so far 4 of 8 in the tournament with a run scored and a run driven in. Here's the 1-0. This one in the dirt. Now 1-1. 5 batters to the plate for Northern Cass in the first. A pair of strikeouts to begin. And Huzar and Clement got a double and an infield single for Clement to get runners in second and third. And Northern Cass unable to bring those 2 runners in. Well, now for the Vikings, they take an early advantage here as Hoppy, the junior third baseman, works the count. 2 balls, 1 strike against Boloski here. Swung on. Fastball now 2-2. Contest that got underway at 4:54 here today, in low 70s so far. And for the temperature, and we, after Saturday, don't have to worry about the wind tonight here at the ballpark. Here's the 2-2 on the way from Boloski. This one will be in the dirt, and this time of the year you got open houses, you have graduations. For some, might be making their way to the capital city for the state track and field meet Thursday, Friday, Saturday, hightailing it back to a graduation on Sunday. Here's the 3 balls, 2 strike count on the way to the junior third baseman. Boloski, this one will miss in, and it's a opening walk here for Northern Cass. So the Jags, if there's one thing they've done well early here for the first 6 batters against Boloski, half of them have reached base with a double, single, and a walk. Now it's just about plating a run across early in this one as Metzger, the junior pitcher, will dig in here, and Spellhog is already a good 5 feet in on the grass at third base, taking any potential bunt away as Andel will hold the runner and Hoppy at first. Boloski looks in. The runner's going to go. Here's the throw by Whipple. This will go up towards the shortstop line as Traum has to cut in front of Wold. And stolen base here for Hoppy gets him into scoring position. And it'll be now 0-1 on the account here to Metzger. So 1 pitch, and going immediately was the junior Hoppy. As for Northern Cass now, they will have a runner in scoring position for back-to-back innings and a chance to add on to it here as Andel now comes in on the grass at first base. The 0-1 looking to bunt, taking the bump back is going to be Metzger as this one is called a strike. It's now 0-2. Metzger kind of has that hot rod bat, if you will, kind of with a little bit of the flames is what it looks. So no balls, 2 strikes in the way as Metzger looks down for the signs here to Sam Johnson. Again, if you bunt and it goes foul, it's an out. No balls, 2 strikes, but Andel still making sure if a bunt does come, he's ready for it at first. Here's the righty matchup, Boloski. This will miss outside to Metzger. It's now 1-2. Region 2 baseball earlier today in Mayville. Larimore with a 6-5 win over Mayport CG in a loser-out game. Hatton Northwood then defeats the Burros by 1 run in a loser-out game 5-4, and then Hatton Northwood defeats Larimore in a loser-out game 7-0. As this one will miss for a ball, it's now 2-2. And then you have Thompson and Nelson County in the semifinal game. Joel Ansello and Preston DeVille with you on the call. That one up at Mayville State for the Region 2 baseball tournament. We'll get through some of the Region 3 scores here in a moment. The 2-2 offering. Swung on and missed, and Boloski, well, he's gotten 4 outs all via the strikeout here today on the bump for the Vikings as it's now Carter Westland. Region 3 baseball, the Rockford Cheyenne defeated Kidder County earlier today, 8-1. Then Carrington picked up a 4-1 win as well over Lemoore Litchell Marion. Then in the first loser-out game of the tournament, South Border defeated Kidder County 13-4. So Carrington and New Rockford Cheyenne will meet in the semifinals of the Region 3 baseball tournament. Here's the running matchup, Westland. This one misses for a ball. It's now 1-0. Well, then a loser-out game will feature South Border and Lemoore Litchell Marion. Winner gets to essentially what this game is with Northern Cass and the Vikings then later on Tuesday or tomorrow, again barring Mother Nature out in Steele. 1 ball, no strikes on the way. Boloski looks back the runner. This one is me smoked to left center field. Swenson comes in, plays it on a hop. Sam Johnson puts the stop sign up there. Good job by Swenson getting to that baseball quickly and early as Hoppy had to stay there for a moment on the line. It's a ringing single here for Westland. And again, just like they did in the first, Northern Cass now with runners at the corners here in the second. As Andel was nearly 45 feet from first base to home plate as he was coming down the line and swinging away. There was the senior Carter Westland Now we have runners at the corners for Northern Cass with Jacob Osee, the number 9 batter, here in the lineup for the Jags. Then back to the top of the lineup here with Mitchell. Osee so far 1 of 11 from the plate with 3 runs scored and a walk here in this tournament. This one will miss for a ball. It's now 1-0. Well, for Northern Cass, he had chances in the first. Now he got another chance here in the second of this Regional 1 baseball tournament. Reminder, after the conclusion of our second game, we will get to the all-region baseball team as well. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Looking to bunt. This one is going to be bunted. Boloski will flip it. Goes to the catcher in time. No! And then no one's covering third. Going from first to third will be Westland. Hoppy comes in to score. What a bump by Osee. Boloski barehanded it through to Whipple. Nearly got Hoppy at the plate, but instead now it's a 1-1 contest with runners at the corners yet again. We're tied at 1 here as Osee is able to get that bunt down. It wasn't a squeeze immediately as the runner was not coming in on the suicide. Almost more of a safety squeeze there, if you will. So now it's 1-1 here in the top of the second, and just like that on the Bank North scoreboard, the Jags have tied it up. This one a big rip on the way by Mitchell, swung on and missed. He's 0 for 1 so far here today with a strikeout for the freshman designated hitter. Runner at third base now was Westland. At first is Osee. As Hoppy is able to get the run. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one will be late runner going to second base. They won't throw down. As now Osee will take second base here, and the Jags have runners in scoring position as the infield will come in. So we've seen a lot of strategy so far through an inning and plus of baseball here. No balls, 2 strikes on the way to Mitchell. 0-2 is going to be hit in the air. That's to left. McDonald will come in. The runner at third base is Westland. He's going to take. Here's the throw. And, whoa, what a throw in left. McDonald throws a P. They are able to apply the tag with Westland with Whipple there. And that'll retire the side on the double play. 7-9 for the DP, and the Vikings defense comes up large. Northern Cass does score 1 run. They will give them 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. As we head to the bottom of the second, scoreless here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
It's the North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll have coverage of the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 3rd and 4th.
Closey with the 0-2 pitch.
The Optimist Volleyball Series on June 10th and 11th.
Right corner West is there for the dig. Backs at Bogenry for another kill.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 15th and 16th.
Really nice quality second half. Goes off the backboard for the duck to Carson Yale.
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
Hey fans, a reminder, the Norman County Raceway. You can check out the World of Outlaw late models on June the 29th in Ada. For a complete racing schedule, check them out today at NormanCountyRaceway.com. That again is NormanCountyRaceway.com in Ada. Bottom of the second inning we go here in Castleton. It'll be the 7, 8, and 9 batters. Andy Trom, Jack McDonald, and Owen Hoyme here for the Vikings going up against the righty Metzger. McDonald 1 of 7 so far with a run scored and a run driven in, and he'll be batting second. Andy Trom, the senior second baseman, takes a strike here against Metzger. Here's the 0-1 foul. This will be now 0-2. Trom 2 of 7 with 2 runs scored so far for the senior second baseman, but that was a really nice throw by the left fielder. Again, McDonald to literally take a run off the board here on the sacrifice fly opportunity for the Jags. The 0-2 pitch. That's going to be foul, and we'll do it again. And one more time, it started with 80 pitches for Metzger. So he has 55 in this game, and any long at bat for a Viking could be a good thing in terms of just the pitching that's left for Northern Cass. Now 1-2, Northern Cass has everybody available, but they've already thrown in this tournament 5 different pitchers, the most being Trey Huzar with 89 pitches in their win over the Vikings, where he went the complete game. This is going to be hit on the line, but right to the glove of Clement on the line drive here, and there's one down. As now you have Jack McDonald, the junior left fielder. Well, for the Vikings, they have used so far 5 pitchers. This will be their 6th. Jack Wold just with 22 pitches so far here for the Vikings. One down in this one. Now will be 1-0, and then Central Cass a little bit later on. They've only in 2 games have had to use 3 pitchers, so they're pretty much loaded for bear. More than likely, we would potentially see a Carter Maggio to potentially start in the championship game. Game number 1, if needed, it would be 2. 2 balls, no strikes on the way here to McDonald. This is going to be hit on the ground. Tough one as Hoyland tries to backhand it. You saw the dive by Hoppy trying to get in front of it. Hoyland with the backhand, and we'll see what they give him if it's a single or the air for Jack McDonald to reach base regardless. The Vikings with a runner on here in the second. And we'll give him a single here on the base knock, and there will be a runner at first as you'll have Owen Hoyme, the senior right fielder, coming up now for the Vikings. So as Northern Cass is done, able to get base runners on early, now have we seen with Kindred able to get bases runners on in both the first and now the second inning. Runner at first being held on by Clement. That's McDonald. There's the quick pick throw, and getting back safely again is the runner in McDonald. Bottom of the second inning here on YourLiveEvent.com in Castleton for the Region 1 baseball tournament. If you missed any of our coverage throughout this particular weekend on Friday and Saturday, you can simply go to our website or our YouTube channel, hit subscribe, and search Region 1 baseball. As this will be running on the way as McDonald, and the tag, they got him. Cal Hamry says, yes, they did apply the tag down there with Hoyland. So McDonald will be caught stealing here for the second out of the second inning. Vikings trying to get a runner in scoring position. It'll now be 0-1 upcoming here to Owen Hoyme. This will be foul back. Now 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes on the way with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Then it goes back to the top of the lineup. Well, for Northern Cass, they will be sending their 2, 3, and 4 batters up, as that'll be upcoming here in the top of the third. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on the way to the senior Hoyme. Hoyme so far at the plate with a run scored in 2 at-bats in this tournament as he takes 1 low for a ball. It's now 2-2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, tied at 1 here on the Bank North scoreboard, bottom of the second inning. As the righty Metzger looks at the righty Hoyme. This will be strike 3, looking to retire the side, and Metzger gets his first strikeout against the Vikings. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning after a single with the count stealing by McDonald. We head to the third, tied at 1 on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hungry and on the road, Petro Stopping Center in Fargo has got your back with an impressive lineup of goodies including Popeye's Chicken, Charlie's Cheesesteaks, Cinnabon, Papa John's, and a mouth-watering full-sized restaurant, the Dolly Down Grill. You'll be spoiled for choice. Whether you're a quick pit stopper or looking to settle in for a while, Petro Stopping Center's Fargo location has got you covered 24/7 every day of the week. Cruise on over to their spot just off 45th Street and I-94 and indulge in a feast fit for the road warrior in you.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Top of the third inning on our Bank North scoreboard. They're a community partner that you can always count on. It's values-based banking, and they take community to heart, helping customers achieve their financial goals while supporting and improving the great rural communities that they serve. To learn more, visit ibanknorth.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Hoyland, Huzar, and Clement, the 2, 3, and 4 batters. Here are a couple of lefties to start with for Stanley Boloski. So far, Boloski has gotten 2 innings of work, 4 hits with a run, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. On the opposite side here for the Vikings, they're able to have 2 hits across on a 2 innings of work for Metzger on the mound with a run across. No team has yet to commit an error, but both teams have left runners on early in this one. Tied at 1, and high school baseball goes to 7. If needed, extras, and Central Cass might be saying, sure, play an 8 or 9. Just keep the pitching going and leave up some more situations. Again, Central Cass does have a game in hand. If they lose tonight, we would be scheduled to play the second of the championship game on Tuesday. But first, who's going to get there? The 2-0 pitch. This is smashed, but right to the second baseman, Traum, on a little line. And 3 pitches, Chris Hoyland is retired. 1 down here in the 3rd inning with Trey Huzar with a double his last time up as he hit that one to left center field. Swenson nearly got it on the Superman style of catch, and this time shading Trey a step or 2 into left center as the wind is a little picking up, and if there is blowing anything more from about that right to left, from the right to left field foul pole here. Final couple of high school baseball games that will be played on this particular field before it becomes turf. Here's the 0-1 pitch. As that'll hit Trey, as Huzar will take his base on the second free pass by Pulaski. And all of a sudden now you look up for the Jags. Another runner on here early in this contest, as you'll have Sam Clement, a single with a stolen base his last time up in the first. But coming up this summer, this will be completely turfed moving forward here. And a lot of coaches with the assistance with Coach Maggio from Central Cass to some of the community members and the players who've came out and put a lot of time and effort onto this one. As you will have now 1 down here in the 3rd. Again, there's been puddles that's been at second or third base in between particular games that have had a little bit of rain into the evening. They've came out here early in the morning to check stuff out just to make sure everything is good. So, turf, you'll have to pay for it up front to begin with, but then you get it for about a decade or so, and then you'll have to refurbish it yet again. But then everything out here will have turf moving forward. 1 down, Sam Clement with the runner at first, and Trey Huzar here in the 3rd inning. The pitch, fastball missing up. That will be 1-0. Second time through here for Northern Cass. Left 3 runners on, 2 in the second at second and third, and 1 in the second after Colin Mitchell hit a fly ball to McDonald, then who threw down Westland then at the plate for the double play. The 1-0 pitch, runner's going to go. It's a hit-and-run opportunity. That's hit down the left field line. It's a fair ball. Trey Huzar will see how far he can go. He will go to 3rd as McDonald does a good job getting that ball early, able to bring it back in. They hit the cutoff man, but now the Jags, as they did in the first, runners at 2nd and 3rd. Only difference is instead of 2 outs, it's with 1 out. So Sam Clement gets his second base knock, a single, and now a double here. Runners at 2nd and 3rd, and Carter Wadeson with a strikeout his last time up worked the count full after being behind. No balls and 2 strikes. Infield will come in here for the Vikings. Outfield will play mostly straight away with Swenson a little bit pulling Wadeson to pull in left center. 1 down here, the righty Belaski looks in. This one will be in there for a strike at 0-1. So Hoyland lined out to the shortstop in Wold, and then you had a hit by a pitch with Trey Huzar, Clement with a double, and now Wadeson trying to see if he can put something out into the outfield here as we have a quick time. As we've already seen Northern Cass use the bunt earlier to bring a run across. Here's the 0-1. In there for a strike now at 0-2. Hoppy due up next. Belaski with 4 strikeouts will love another one here to get it to 2 down in the inning. No balls, 2 strikes on the way, 1 down with the righty Belaski. The pitch, that'll miss outside for a ball at 1-2. All roads lead to the Buffalo City. Jack Brown Stadium will be coming up here a week from Thursday through Saturday will be the state baseball tournament. The 1-2 offering, this is going to be hit up the third base line, but that'll go foul, and we'll keep it at 1-2. Region 2 softball earlier today in 5 innings. Mayport CG defeated Pembina County North 12-2, and Thompson 17-0 over Carrington in 5 innings as well in the Region 2 softball tournament. 1-2 is smothered by Whipple. That's nicely done with the glove there by the catcher. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Keep you apprised of some of the other games going on across the region here tonight on yourliveevent.com. 2-2 is going to be hit on the ground right to the shortstop wall. They have the hit and run opportunity on, and they're not going to be able to apply the take quick enough as Trey Huzar comes in. Wold was able to throw it to Whipple. Whipple just was unable to apply the take before Huzar got his foot on, and Huzar able to come in and score. So Wadeson will get a courtesy run for as well at first base. Trey Huzar will come in to score. Itzo now stands at first. At third base will be Clement. And now it's 2-1 here in the top of the third inning as Huzar comes in to score. That was almost executed perfectly here by the Vikings. 1 down. Is this going to be hit in the air? And that's going to dive in front of McDonald. Coming in will be Sam Clement. They get the ball back in, but Northern Cass doing the small things awfully well here in the third. It's an RBI single for the junior Hoppy, and the Jags take a 3-1 advantage. So the RBI single on the way here to make it 3-1. That's in the top of the third. So Clement will come in to score. Itzo goes to second. Hoppy stands at first base, and now it's going to be Metzger. Final for you down in Hankinson. We'll get to that in a moment. Looking to buttons. This one's popped up. Whipple can't see it as it goes all the way to the backstop. Won't matter. It's a strike. Final in Hankinson, the Kindred Vikings and Central Cass Squirrels in 7. Central Cass wins it 2-1 over Kindred-Richland in softball. So Central Cass is heading to state for softball. So 2-1 CC over the Vikings. And now Kindred-Richland will await the winner of Hillsborough Central Valley Northern Cass to try to punch their ticket to state tomorrow. No balls and a strike as this one runs in. It'll miss for a ball now 1-1. So the Squirrels softball team makes it to state. The baseball team has a chance to do that later tonight as well. And then tomorrow Central Cass will play in the Region 1 softball tournament for the championship. The 1-1, this one is going to be bunted into the glove, and that'll be now 1-2. Something a little bit different from baseball to softball, just with not as many teams. 2 teams in each region in Class B make it to state. Only 1 team in baseball, as they have enough for 8, make it to state that way. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Itzo at second, Hoppy at first. The righty Belaski looks back to runner, the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Breaking ball got him, and Stanley gets his first strikeout. So 2 down here, but Northern Cass has cashed in so far in the third. Now can they put a little bit bigger of a crooked number up on our Bank North scoreboard? Carter Westland a single his last time up. So far in the inning, there has been 2 hits with a hit batsman. This one will be out of the zone, missing for a ball. It's now 1-0. Batter number 7 of the inning so far here for Northern Cass, the most that they've sent to the plate here against Belaski. Belaski able to get 3 strikeouts in the first, earned a double play to get out of a jam in the second. 1-0 pitch is going to be hit to left. McDonald's been kept busy here today. McDonald takes a couple steps back, and that'll retire the side. But the Jags scored 2 on our Bank North scoreboard on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We played 2.5 so far here today in Castleton on yourliveevent.com.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. This spring has been a trying time, and we may feel everything is out of our control. Please remember to slow down and stay safe this spring. Come home to your families each and every night. Please use this time to make sure your planter is ready to go. Keep downtime to a minimum. When you get into the fields, we are here to help you with any planting issues that may come up. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Your local Castleton agents, Scott Kramer and Tyler Wasleen, wish the Squirrels the best of luck this postseason.
Bottom of the third inning, it's 3-1 in favor of the Northern Cass Jaguars so far, as they were able to get a couple runs across so far. Runs across with Trey Huzar, with Sam Clement, and also Matthew Hoppy. It's 3-1. And Northern Cass did leave 2 on in the inning, but regardless, they did get 2 across to start with as they take the lead. So far, we've seen both teams play from behind and now also play from the advantage. Vikings led by 1 after 1. Northern Cass able to tie it in the second, and now Northern Cass for the first time today will play with a lead as Metzger goes the second time through the lineup here. Swenson, Boloski, and Wold, as this one will miss. Now 2 balls and no strikes. So busy week here when it comes to spring activities, with golf going to be in Carrington here this month. You also got the state track and field meet going on in Bismarck. Baseball and softball in Jamestown and Dickinson, respectively, depending on what class. Class A again, making their way to Dickinson. The 2-1 is foul back. It's now 2-2. Winner of this game, hoping to see themselves from 48 hours, make that 24 hours from now still playing, because that means they would win this one and try to knock off the Squirrels next. The 2-2. This one will miss for a ball. It's now 3-2. Kindred-Richland made it to the championship last season before falling to Central Cass. Northern Cass did the same thing in 2022 as Metzger gets the strikeout. Back-to-back Ks looking here for Metzger, and there's one down in the third. Vikings last made it to state back in 2017. Their only title coming in 2011 with a 3-0 win over Grafton. While for Northern Cass, their last time they made it to state was 2016. They made it twice in 05 and 2016, as this one is in there for a strike. With Boloski here with the sacrifice bunt so far today. This one is going to be hit in the air to right center field. Trey Huzar and Hansen are there. Huzar is able to cut it over in right center. Boloski will get aboard with a 1-out single, and the Vikings will have a runner on base for a third consecutive inning. So both teams have done well today in terms of getting runners on early in this one. The Vikings were caught stealing for their second out with McDonald. That really put the inning to bed early for in the second. We'll see what they do here in a similar position. Runner on first with 1 out with Boloski, with Jack Wold coming to the plate, who earned a walk earlier here in the game. Wold first pitch swinging. This one will be foul, and this one will go over for a strike now at 0-1. Coming up, we'll get to our in-game update, brought to you in part by the Red River Valley Fair. Also, later tonight, we will get to our Petro Stopping Center post-game show. That and more is still to come. And we'll go over the final line in this one once this game does go final. The 3-1 score so far, is diving back safely, is Boloski. A game that's getting closer to that 50-minute mark here today in Castleton. The 0-1. This one will be a little chin music. It'll now be 1 ball and a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning. The number 2 seed Vikings going up against the 3-seeded Jaguars here. 1-1 pitch. This one will miss inside for a ball. Now 2-1. Been a lot of traffic on the base paths for both teams to contend with a little bit, but right now it's the 2 runs on that Bank North scoreboard. The difference for Northern Cass earlier in the top of the third inning. See what the Vikings can do in their own bottom of the third. There's another pick, and getting back safely was Boloski. Clement holding him on at first with OC at second, Hoyland at short, and Hoppy again at third base with Carter Waitson behind the plates. Well, catchers are pretty good in terms of throwing runners out with Waitson and Whipple, as this one comes in, and Jack Wold was saying maybe that I got hit or not, as it'll be 2-1. Banadere will double back and ask Eric Olson or Cale Hammer if they saw any type of deflection, as Wold took a step kind of out of that batter's box, looking back to Pat saying, did I get hit or clipped a little bit with the helmet, as there's now be 3 balls and a strike with 1 out. So for Metzger, as he will have to go in and deliver here against Wold, falling behind the count at 3-1. This one is popped up fisted. Foul. Hoppy giving chase. Hoppy nearly made a sliding catch in front of the Northern Cass dugout. Instead, it'll be 3-2. Seen some really good opportunities by both of these teams here today. As this will be 3 balls, 2 strikes on the way with 1 down here in the bottom of the 3rd inning again in Castleton. Chase Miller, Joey Hughes with you, the puppet master today, as we see the grandstands filling in nicely here in Castleton. From what we saw with a very windy day, and nearly getting picked off. Yes, he is. The runner at first, Boloski on the 3-2. He took a little nudge right, and by the time he tried to bring that weight and shift it back, Metzger to Clement gets the out. That's Boloski. He is caught stealing, or he is actually picked off here in the 3rd. So picked for the 2nd out, Boloski, and now here's the 3-2, and that'll strike him out. No runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. The pick followed by the strikeout, and just like that, the Vikings are retired here in the 3rd inning. We head to the top of the 4th. The Jags lead it by 2 on your liveevent.com.
Red River Valley Speedway, what a great place to let your heart race. Excitement second to none. Every Friday night you're gonna feel alright. Your destination for family fun.
Get ready for racing this Friday night at 7 at the Red River Valley Speedway. Family fun for everyone. This week it's Military Appreciation Night and First Responder Night. Sponsored by FM Drain Cleaning and Services, Leinenkugels, and Finley Motors. For details, log on to redrivervalleyspeedway.com.
Dakota Heritage Bank is a bank on the go and on the grow, with locations in Hunter, Hope, Galesburg, Hillsboro, Grandin, Gackle, Streeter, Judd, Harvey, Medina, and Red Lake Falls. More locations and more services. Dakota Heritage Bank offers mobile banking and online banking with bill pay, so you can bank anytime, anywhere. Stop in and visit Dakota Heritage Bank today. Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. dhbanknd.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
As we enter the top of the 4th inning, Metzger so far for Northern Cass has thrown 48 pitches. Taking a look back at how many he's actually allowed to throw one more time with what he's done earlier. Metzger had 80, so 48, so he's sitting at 128. So next inning, unless it's about a 5-pitch inning, Metzger will be going down to his final batters in the 4th, and then Sam Johnson will have to go elsewhere. While on the opposite side for Boloski, he's going to be just fine in terms of his pitch count, as he's currently at 59 through 3 innings of work. He has given up so far for Boloski here in this one 6 hits. There has been a run earned, 2 walks, a couple of runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So it's 3-1 so far, as this one will miss in the dirt. Jacob O.C., Colin Mitchell, and then Chris Hoyland here. Again, the top of the lineup for Northern Cass as we've reached nearly the midway point of this contest. There's the 1-0 offering on the way. This one will run up and in for a ball. It's now 2-0. So if you're Northern Cass, how much more can you get ahead here and try to hide from the Vikings? Or if the Vikings trying to put their first goose egg up defensively since the start of the game. This one is hit foul. Will now be 2-1. So 1 down here in the 4th. Here's the 2-1 offering on the way. Breaking ball, that'll miss for a ball. It's now 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike as Boloski has to return to the bump. And the 3-1 offering, that'll be in there for a strike. It's now 3-2. The righty OC going up against the righty Boloski here. And the 3-2 pitch. That's one's going to be fouled, and we'll do it all over again on the Bank North scoreboard here with Jacob O.C. O.C. with a single his last time up. A little bit of the bunt there to make it a 1-1 contest. To bring in the runner at that time that came in and score was Hoppy. Here's the 3-2. That's going to be hit in the air and down in left field for a base knock. And Northern Cass yet again has a runner on. This to start the 4th inning with a 1-out single. So OC gets the run. Going to be hit number 7. And now you'll have Colin Mitchell. Mitchell with a strikeout and hit into a double play his last time up to finish the second. He flew out to McDonald. McDonald threw an absolute rope to Whipple to get the runner Westland out at home. And now with nobody out here, we'll see the play that Sam Johnson wants with the runner at first. As there's the pick play. OC able to come back. Andel at first base, holding the runner on. Traum at second with Wold at short. Spellhog is at third with McDonald again in left, Swenson in center, and Hoyme at right. This is going to be hit to the aforementioned Swenson in center as he comes and makes the catch. Has the opportunity for the double play, but not going to be in time. The momentum with Swenson was carrying him over that way, so you understand the reasoning there and where the runner and OC kind of froze a little bit. About a good 30 feet off the bag. Regardless, it's allowed out for Mitchell, who is retired, and there's one down. And Whipple again behind home plate, covering that play nicely, just in case the baseball did get away from the first baseman Andel. Chris Oyland with a line drive out to Wold to start the third inning. At shortstop, 0 for 2 today. Runner still at first again in OC. Here's the righty. With Belaski, first pitch swinging. This one's popped up. McDonald doesn't have to move too much there for the out, and there's 2 down. Trey Huzar has reached base twice via a double back in the first, and then had a hit by pitch and came in to score in the third. Huzar's done a little bit of everything in terms of a complete game win for Northern Cass earlier on Friday when they defeated the Vikings in Game 4 of 4 on Friday. 2 down now. As Belaski. Runner's going to go. OC, here's the throw, and OC's going to slide in safely. Not a bad throw by Whipple at all, just OC able to get that extra step in there before the tag came down by Wold. And now the Jags for another inning. That's 3 consecutive innings. Will have a runner and make that 4 consecutive innings with the runner in scoring position. But because of that, Scott Milbrand says, if you're going to have Trey Huzar on base, let's have a free base. Let's put him on at first with that stolen base. So the bat will be taken out of Trey's hands as it will be an intentional walk. And now we have Sam Clement. So Sam Clement with a single and a double today so far here for the Jags. 2 down here in this fourth. And this one will miss for a ball. It's now 1-0 for the Vikings. Bottom half of the inning, Spellhog, Starcevic, and Whipple, the 4, 5, and 6 batters to the plate. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This will be foul tipped in the glove of Whipple. It's now 1-1. So the runner again at second is OC. The runner at first base is Huzar. There's 2 down here with a 1-1 count upcoming. Belaski with the pitch. This one in the dirt. As now you're going to have both runners at second base. So Whipple's going to run back the lead runner here in OC. OC just kind of hanging out for a moment here. This one goes to Traum. Traum will go to the third baseman, Spellhog. Spellhog bluffs the throw. Now it's in a pickle the other side. Here goes Wold. Wold trying to beat him, and they got him. Eventually, it's the putout. So there will be no runs across off a 1-hit, no errors, and a runner left on base. So Whipple again able to smother that one. Did a good job with the runner and Huzar running to second. OC then was kind of caught in no man's land and eventually retired. Midway through this one, it's 3-1 in favor of Northern Cass.
Take your softball or baseball skills to the next level with personalized instruction from the professional staff at the Ball Yard. Their mission is to provide area players, young and old, the opportunity to improve their skills in a professional level facility and to provide a high level of instruction to youth players to help them achieve their goals at the Ball Yard. Come and visit the one place in the Fargo-Moorhead area where it's always summer. For more information, go online to fmballyard.com. That's fmballyard.com.
Your family farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-4045.
Bottom of the fourth inning here on YourLiveEvent.com. Let's take a look at some of the other scores making their way across the way here today. Nelson County Thompson, top of the fourth inning. It's Thompson 5, Nelson County 2 in the Region 2 baseball tournament semifinals. Also going on, Region 2 softball loser out game, Carrington, Pembina County North, currently tied at 2 in the 7th. All those games again here on YourLiveEvent.com. And then Hillsborough Central Valley will tangle with Enderlin in Region 1 softball in a loser-out game later tonight in Hankinson. Spellhog, Starcivic, and Whipple here, as this will miss for a ball at now 2-0. So Metzger right now at 130 pitches to our count, so he's got 5 more to give before he is done. Here's the 2-0. That one's going to be in there for a strike, and now 2-1. So Carter Wadeson behind the plate. Spellhog taking some pitches here. The 2-1 pitch is going to be hit on the ground. That goes to second baseman. Osi ranges across in time to Clement for the out 4-3. And there's one down here in the bottom of the fourth inning, as now it's to Luke Starcivic, the freshman designated hitter for the Vikings. As the Vikings just trying to get something positive brewing their way. After that first inning, they got a leadoff batter on with a hit by pitch, a sacrifice bunt, a walk. Spellhog earned a single with the RBI to plate him in. And since then, Metzger's done a pretty good job on the mound, all things considering, just give up 2 singles since then. So Starcivic takes a strike. It's now 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way. That'll be in there for a strike now at 0-2. 7th pitch of the at-bat here, or 7th pitch of the inning, 3rd of the at-bat. Starcivic fouls this one off of the glove of Carter Wadeson, and we'll do it over again at no balls and 2 strikes. So we'll see where Sam Johnson again goes once Metzger hits that limit of pitches that you can throw in a particular tournament, as this one's going to be tapped fair. Wadeson goes to Clement, and it will be 2-3 on the putout. Sam Johnson will come out immediately after Metzger has reached his limit, and it looks like Trey Huzar will be coming in from center field to try to close this one game here for Northern Cass. We'll let you know more about it officially when we return here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
So Metzger is done via the pitch count as he reaches the most again that you can throw in a tournament with 135 there. Able to get 2 outs with Spellhog and Starcivic. 3 2/3 innings of work there for Metzger with 3 hits, a run, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Take a look at what he was able to do in the tournament, going 8 2/3 innings, 5 hits against with 2 runs. They were both earned, alongside with 5 walks and 12 strikeouts for Metzger overall in the tournament. So not a bad job at all by the righty here in Metzger, and more importantly gets halfway through this contest. It'll be a straight switch as Metzger will go from the hill to center field, and now Trey Huzar will come on here. Huzar so far 7 innings of work, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He starts with 89 pitches. That's now pitch number 90 of the tournament. It's 0-1 here with Bryce Whipple. The 0-1 pitch. This one is going to be fouled, and that one will go through the netting and into the grandstand here. It's now 0-2. Whipple 0 for 1 here in this one. This will be pitch number 92 upcoming for Trey Huzar. So 0-2 upcoming on the way. Swung on and missed, and Huzar gets the strikeout on 3 pitches. So Huzar with the 3 pitches now at 92 here in the tournament. As we head to the 5th inning, next on our Bank North scoreboard, it's Northern Cass 3, Kindred 1 on yourliveevent.com.
Meet Blake, the messiest 4-year-old on the planet. He's no ordinary durability tester. Meet SmartStrand, no ordinary carpet. With all pet protection, it's the softest, most durable, easiest to clean carpet on the planet. When Blake's barn got a comfy makeover, SmartStrand came clean, even went up against a 2-ton rhino. Made to withstand all walks of life. Ask for SmartStrand, rhino tested, rhino approved.
Available at Carpet World, carpetworldfargo.com.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsborough.
As we head to the top of the 5th inning on yourliveevent.com, let's get to our in-game update brought to you in part by our friends at the Red River Valley Fair. Here's what the box score looks like so far in this one. For Northern Cass, they've been able to get 3 runs across off 7 hits. They have yet to commit an error with, so far they've left at least a runner on in every inning, 6. On the opposite side, for the Kindred Vikings, they have plated 1 run across on 3 hits, no errors, and they have 2 runners left on base. So Matthew Metzger, 3 2/3 innings. He is chased. Well, because of the pitch count, Stanley Boloski comes on for his 4th inning of work. That, again, is our in-game update brought to you in part by the Red River Valley Fair. Red River Valley Fair with 3 weekends on June the 28th through the 30th, July 4th through the 7th, and July 11th through the 14th. Check out Sublime, Google Dogs, Gabriel, Fluffy, Iglesias, all on the first weekend. For more information, go to redrivervalleyfair.com. That, again, is redrivervalleyfair.com. So for Northern Cass, again, they will be sending Clement, Waitson, and Hoppy to the mound after the base running blunder, if you will, to finish the 4th inning. As this misses for a ball, now 3-0. Outs are getting less and less here for the Vikings. Down by 2 as we make our way to the back half of this contest. The 3-0 pitch. That'll be a 4-pitch walk for Clement. The junior first baseman will get on board. It's the 4th free pass here by Boloski. Had a walk in the 2nd, then a hit by pitch as well in the 3rd, and a walk in the 4th. As Scott Milbrandt will come out here, we'll see if Boloski is possibly done. It's not so much because of pitch count, might just be done in terms of getting someone else on the bump here to try to finish it off. And Scott Milbrandt will make a change. We'll let you know about it around the corner here on yourliveevent.com.
You're feeling that spring sensation, and that means it's time to put a spring in your step over to Mayport Hardware. They've got all the seeds, soil, pots, and garden tools you need to make your green thumb glow. Plus, check out their greenhouse, complete with a variety of flowers, vegetables, baskets, and colors to choose from. Don't forget about the tools and supplies for spring cleaning and recreation. Keep that spring sensation at Mayport Hardware, Trail County's Hardware Hank on Main Street in Mayville.
To the top of the 5th inning there after Boloski earns the walk. So he will be on the hook for Clement at first base. Belaski, 4 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, and a strikeout as Hoyme will come on. Owen Hoyme pitched against Northern Cass earlier in the tournament. 95 pitches he threw. He's got 40 remaining here. 6 innings of work, 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 5 walks, and 3 strikeouts against Northern Cass here earlier in the tournament. Northern Cass right now, it's all about adding runs as best as you possibly can, getting some insurance. While for the Vikings, trying to keep it here to a 2-run deficit as best as possible before you get to the bottom of the 5th inning. So again, now in right field will be Belaski as this one runs in and nearly came across a little bit on Carter Wadeson. As Carter looks to be all right. It'll be a foul ball now, 0-1. So Belaski goes from the bump to right field, and Hoyme will go the opposite as he will go from right, now taking the mound. So Carter Wadeson, no balls and a strike here with Clement over at first base. Samuelson himself one heck of a game, a single, a double, stolen base, a run scored, and a walk so far here today for the junior first baseman. The 0-1 pitch upcoming here from Hoyme. Wadeson will fight this one off, and Carter now falls behind, no balls and 2 strikes. It's the Region 1 baseball tournament here on YourLiveEvent.com. Chase Miller, Joey Hughes with you here from Castleton. And what has been a picturesque kind of a day from what we had a little bit on Friday and Saturday here with Mother Nature. The 0-2 pitch upcoming. This is going to be jammed, and the Hoyme will get an opportunity right away to field his position after coming in from right. That's a good job throwing it to Andel there. 1-3 on the putout. It is a productive out, though, for Wadeson regardless, as now Clement will make his way towards second base. Hoppy comes up next, a single with a walk, stolen base, and a run scored so far here today for Hoppy. And an RBI variety as well, single back in the third to make it 3-1, which plated Clement so far. So Clement stands at second base here as Whipple will give the signs here to Hoyme. One down in the top of the 5th inning. As Hoyme looks back the runner, Wool trying to keep him close. This one will nearly go through the glove of Whipple. Instead, it will miss outside for a ball, but you could see immediately Clement saw that one hit the dirt and took about a 1-2 Sierra step closer to third base and then put the brakes on. Northern Cass doesn't want to get out of an inning again with a base running situation. That's been twice so far here today that Northern Cass has been run out of innings with base running. The 1-0 pitch is going to be a high grounder. Wold here goes underneath his glove. McDonald tries to come up. Here's the throw from left field. It's not going to be in time. And coming in to score from second is Clement. Hoppy will stand pat at first base on the air. That was right in front of Wold the entire way, and Wold was looking at the runner, Clement, trying to get him out. If he could glove it, flip it to Spellhawk to apply the tag, but in doing so, just lost sight of the baseball just by enough, and a run comes in. It's now 4-1 here in the 5th. So Clement will come in and score there on the air. It's now 4-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. Tough play if you're a Viking fan there, as everything was right in front of you, as you'll have Hoppy now standing at first as Hoyme comes off the mound. And how that one, again, with Wold, once he missed it, it wasn't quick enough to jet out to left field. McDonald threw a really good baseball to Whipple there from left, but just the speed of Clement, and by the time it got to McDonald, was able to come in and score. One down here. There's a pick play. Diving back safely is Hoppy, and now if you're Northern Cass, this is kind of where you are in the top of the 5th inning, and as we said, how much can you stretch it out here trying to add some insurance runs, knowing full well, as this one is going to be hit up the first base line, and that'll go foul, knowing full well what happened earlier in the tournament. Also, 4th time these two teams have met here this season. Northern Cass winners in the first meeting back on May the 6th in a doubleheader, 5-1 in Kindred. The Vikings came back with a 7-3 win then on May the 6th, as the runner's going to leave early from first base. Hoppy trying to get in a scoring position, and no problem. So no throw there by Whipple as it goes off his glove. Runner now stands at second. And then back on Friday, it was a 6-3 to win for Northern Cass over the Vikings. Northern Cass trying to get to the championship. They were able to do so in 2022. The Vikings trying to make it back-to-back seasons, trying to get to the Region 1 title. As this one misses for a ball, it's now 2-1 on the way here to Metzger. So a leadoff walk comes in to score with Clemens. The productive out by Waitson to move him to second. Now you got Hoppy, who reached base on an error and gets to second on a no contest throw, as this one's going to be hit to right. Ando gloves it cleanly. Does move the runner 90 feet, so another productive out regardless for Northern Cass as it goes 3 and assisted. Hoppy makes his way to third, and now Carter Westland, 1 for 2 so far today with a single back in the second, is coming to the plate. That's a large run that's 90 feet away at third here for Northern Cass. The righty, Hoyme. This one will run in. That'll be missing for a ball. So Boloski is done. He'll officially give up 4 runs after that run does come in, as he was on the hook for Clemens there. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Westland. This is going to be hit back up the middle. Tough play. Jack Wold able to charge it off his glove. And Northern Cass able to reach base yet again. Wolm, this one went by Hoyme. Wolm gave it all he had. If he would have made a clean glove on that one, might have been able to get the runner at first, but Westland is able to get on base again via the error, and now all of a sudden there's going to be a runner at first base with 2 down here with Jacob Osee. That's going to be tough here for the Vikings. Where does this one come back and cost them? So far, 1 error has. Will a second? Westland kind of dancing over at first. Hoyme will go across, and this one will be back safely, no problem there. 6th batter of the inning so far here in the 5th for Northern Cass. A game that's over 75 minutes old here. Runner's going to go. It's a hit-and-run opportunity. Hoyme will see this one in front of him. And Hoyme goes to Andel to retire the Jangs. But Northern Cass does strike for a couple of runs here, as they're able to score 2 in the 5th. 2 runs off of no hits. There were 2 errors and a runner left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning on our Bank North scoreboard. It's 5-1, Northern Cass.
At Thompson Public Schools, their mission is to develop lifelong learners and responsible citizens. You can visit their website, tps-k12.org, for school announcements and calendars, lunch menus, weather announcements, athletic schedules, and more. Follow them on social media and share in Tommy Pride with student updates and events with Thompson Public Schools. Thompson Public Schools thanks all students, staff, parents, alumni, and community members for their continued support. Good luck to the Tommies. Learn more at tps-k12.org.
If you want help from a firm that has integrity and respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the betterment of the community, look no farther than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys has dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsborough, Maddox, Page, and Castleton. Or visit our website, www.onsteadlaw.com.
High school baseball here today on YourLiveEvent.com from Castleton. It's 5-1 Northern Cass, and question now is from a both perspective fan base, is 4 runs enough for Trey Huzar? And for Kindred, again, Trey Huzar right now pitching in relief, has 92 pitches out of the 135 that he can throw. And Andy Trom swung on and missed. It's now 0-1. Trom, McDonald, and Hoyme here, bottom of the lineup. 7, 8, and 9 batters as Huzar comes in. This one's going to be hit to right. Is it over the second baseman's head? It is, into short right field. And here's something that Kindred has done consistently well. First, second, and third, they've all got at least a runner on. The 4th inning was the only 3-up, 3-down inning for Northern Cass in terms of a true 3-up, 3-down, as Boloski was caught stealing at second with 1 down in the 3rd. So it's a base knock. First base runner since Boloski there in the 3rd. And now we'll see what Jack McDonald's able to do here against Huzar. This one will miss for a ball. It's now 1-0. Northern Cass just trying to find a way to get into that championship. The same for the Vikings. And then from there, piecemeal what you still have together from pitching and see what you have. As if there was no net in front of us, that one could have been interesting in the press box. It's now 1 ball and a strike. But the bottom of the lineup here for the Vikings, you have 9 outs to work with. They don't need everything here in the 5th, but trying to get a run or 2 back would be awfully large right now. Here's the 1-1. That'll miss inside. It's now 2-1. Well, the Vikings so far run across on 4 hits. They have committed a couple of errors. Well, for Northern Cass, 5 runs so far here today on 7 hits. They have yet to commit an error, and they've left 7 runners on base. So 3 balls and a strike here to the junior left fielder, McDonald. Will reach base back in the second with a single, and he will take a 5-pitch walk. So number 1, able to take some pitches, but number 2, able to get on base, and now it's on Hoyme. Hoyme, the senior right fielder, 0 for 1 with a strikeout, looking back in the second. That goes back to the top of the lineup here as Sam Johnson going to talk it over with the infield. We'll take a quick break with them on our Bank North scoreboard here in the bottom of the 5th in Castleton.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 109 Main Street in Hunter.
Bottom of the 5th inning. Hey, fans, a reminder, the Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo. Races start at 7 o'clock on Friday nights, and listen to Racing on the Radio here on our R&J Broadcasting, sister stations as well. Check out the World of Outlaws coming to town. That's the Sprint Cars on August 24th. For more information or a complete rundown of the schedule of races, go to RedRiverValleySpeedway.com. That's RedRiverValleySpeedway.com. Bottom of the 5th inning here after Sam Johnson comes out to talk it over with the infield. Owen Hoyme swung on and missed. It's now 0-1. So you'll have Andy Traum again at second base with Jack McDonald over at first as Carter waits and gives some signs now to the infielders here. Westland in left field with Metzger. He just switched places last inning with Huzar on the bump as Metzger stands in center and Hansen in right. Here's the 0-1. Looking to bump as this one is bumped straight up. Huzar is able to glove it there. Looking for 2 at first. In time for the double play. As coming on to stretch there was O.C. And there's a twin killing. So 1-4 on the DP. There's 2 down now. And now you'll have Swenson to the plate, and that was a big double play there for Huzar. 1 to save on some pitches, but number 2 trying to get out of the inning. And how about the job by O.C. covering as well first base to get there. Huzar just by about a foot, if that, was able to double up McDonald over at first, and now it's 0-1. So the double play there, that makes it 2 down as this one is going to be hit to the second baseman, O.C. O.C. has to see Clement get back in time to cover, and that'll be 4-3 on the putout. So there were no runs on a hit, no errors, and a runner left on base. We played 5 on the Bank North scoreboard. It's Northern Cass 5, Kindred 1 on YourLiveEvent.com.
It's the most prestigious, challenging, rewarding tour on dirt. The most wanted, baddest outlaws, and the most powerful late models on the planet. The World of Outlaws Kings Late Models.
At Dakota Heritage Bank, we know your schedules can get hectic, and you don't always have time to get to the bank during regular banking hours. We make it easy for you with mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay, services that we offer for free. This is Michelle with Dakota Heritage Bank, inviting you to do your banking with us anytime, anywhere. Just go to dhbanknd.com or download the mobile app for convenient on-the-go banking, serving you with locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
High school baseball here today on YourLiveEvent.com. It's 5-1 Northern Cass over Kindred-Richland. Make sure you stay tuned to our Petro Stomping Center's postgame show. We'll take a look at the final line score. We'll try to hear from a victorious player, as it will be a little bit of a quick turnaround, but we'll try to hear from a victorious player. That and more still to come on our Petro Stomping Center post-game show. Plus, we'll get to our RDK Enterprises feature precision play of the contest. And as our cameraman Joey Houston in the break, that might be it right there with that double play with Trey Huzar to Osi. This one will be the top of the lineup now for Northern Cass. Mitchell, Hoyland, and Huzar. As this will be a 0-1 pitch upcoming as Mitchell so far is 0 for 3, so the fourth time again through the lineup. Ando giving some chase, loses has. This one will go into foul territory. It's now 0-1. When these two teams have played, sure, you can put some runs across, but we're not seeing the big 5, 6, 7 run kind of an inning where runs can be tough to come by at particular times. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way. This one is going to be fouled up the third baseline, and we'll keep it at no balls and 2 strikes. We will have the next contest as well. The winner of this game will play Central Cass later tonight here on yourliveevent.com, and then, if needed, the second championship game tomorrow here in Castleton. Here's the 0-2 offering. Check swing. Did he go? They'll appeal. Yes, he did, says Eric Olson up the first baseline, and there's a strikeout. So Hoyme gets the punch out, and now there's one down here in the 6th. Chris Hoyland 0 for 3 today with a strikeout, lineout, and a flyout as well. As Hoyland, the sophomore shortstop. This one is going to be hit foul, and we'll make it now 0-1. Taking a look at some other scores across the way. Region 1 softball action, loser out game. Northern Cass up 3 runs early on Hillsborough Central Valley. Northern Cass 3, Hillsborough Central Valley 0, bottom of the first. Josh Boyko and Jake Burkmeyer with you down in Hankinson. Winner of that game will play Kindred-Richland in a state qualifier tomorrow down in Hankinson. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That'll miss outside. Region 2 baseball tournament. Interesting here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Thompson 6, Nelson County 4. That again is in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Region 2 softball loser out game right now here in Grafton. It's 5-2 Carrington over Pembina County North, as that game is going to extra innings. As this one is going to be hit to Wold. Wold, the shortstop, fields it, goes across the diamond, not going to be in time. And Chris Hoyland able to get on board here with 1 out. As Huzar will come on now. And last time that Northern Cass sent a runner to second base with 1 out via the stolen base, Huzar then got intentionally walked. So we'll see if that happens here in the top of the 6th inning. As now we do have a final up in Region 2. Carrington does pick up a win in softball 5-2 over Pembina County North, as this one's going to be hit up the middle. Wold able to field it there, trying to turn 2, does. So 1 pitch retires Trey Huzar. Hoyland's out at second with the double play and the twin killing here as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Bottom of the 6th we go. 5-1 Northern Cass here on yourliveevent.com.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks, they make sure your vehicle gets the best standard of care to get it back on the road as quickly as possible. Lonnie and his team are some of the most highly trained in the industry. With state-of-the-art technology and superior products, your vehicle will leave in great condition. With their drive-in claims area, the process is smooth and easy. Let Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks provide you and your vehicle with premium care and attention. Open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. Abra Auto Body and Glass of Grand Forks.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, it's 5-1 Northern Cass over Kindred here on YourLiveEvent.com. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, including our pregame and postgame interview sponsor, Dakota Heritage Bank. Sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhbanknd.com. The broadcast of this tournament game has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. 5-1, Northern Cass up on the Vikings. We'll see if that twin killing can give a little shot in the arm, if you will, to the Vikings as they're down to their final 6 outs here in the contest as we head to the bottom of the 6 as they have to go up against Trey Huzar. An inning and a third so far with a strikeout and a single here on the hill for Huzar. And this one will miss for a ball. It's now 1-0. Stanley Belosky with a sacrifice bunt, a single back in the third inning as well. This one is going to be popped up. We'll see who calls off everyone. Hansen able to do so in right field, and there's one down. So a fly out to the right fielder. Jack Wold 0 for 1 today with a walk back in the first inning. So going back through here just to see the pitch count that we've seen so far here for Trey Huzar in this relief outing of where he's currently at. After able to get 89 pitches in the complete game against the Vikings back on Friday. So far here for Trey Huzar, as he will have pitch number 19 in relief upcoming here, as this one's going to be hit on the ground to the opposite shortstop, Hoyland. Hoyland is there in the hole, able to throw it across, but the first baseman and Clement unable to glove it, and we'll see if that's an error on the first baseman. That would have been close, but I think with a good throw and catch, Jack Wold would have been retired. And that'll be an error on the board on the way here towards the first baseman Clement. And for the Vikings, you'll take it any way you can right now, down by 4 with Grant Spellhog to the plate. Spellhog first pitch swinging, hits one down the third base line. That's fair. Jack Wold's going to round second on his way to third. Westland able to get this one in quickly, and it will be a double for Spellhog, and the Vikings have runners in scoring position. Well, so much for sitting around. Find your pitch, put one on the bat, and try to see if you can do some damage. Runners in second and third now with Luke Starcevic coming to the plate. Good hit on the way for Spellhog, now 2 for 3 today, and he has a RBI single back in the first inning. And here's a couple of big runs for the Vikings. And they don't need everything back in this inning, but if you can get both of these runners here, Spellhog probably going to get lifted for a courtesy runner, it looks like. As we'll double check on who that is coming out to be for the Vikings, as it looks to be Zachary Johnson, and it is. So Johnson will come on in courtesy run. So Wold will be at third base. Spellhog with the double will get lifted with Johnson here, and all of a sudden now get a little interesting in the bottom of the 6th inning. Vikings trying to do what Northern Cass did to them in the bottom of the 6th. Or in the 6th inning that was back on Friday, not in the bottom but the top half in that game. This one in there for a strike at 0-1 to Starcevic. Corner infielders looking to possibly take the run out with Clement and Hoppy at first and third. Starcevic behind the count, no balls and a strike. This one will miss. Oh, fastball tailing away. It's now 1-1. So Trey Huzar find himself in a little bit of a pickle here. 5 outs in relief so far. The 1-1 offering on the way. That'll miss the zone now, 2-1 as well. So runner at second base again is Zach Johnson. Runner at third base is Wold. 2-1 offering on the way with an out. Big swing with Starcevic. It's now 2-2. Bryce Whipple due up next for the Vikings. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This going to be fouled, and spelling that pitch was Starcevic, and he'll see pitch number 6 of the at-bat upcoming here. Center fielder Metzger playing Starcevic a little bit into right center. The left center alley is wide open. Here's the 2-2 all over again as Huzar will come off, and then the right fielder Hansen kind of shading a little bit more down the right field line as some of the shadows are making their way here, as this one is smothered by Waits and up the third base line, close enough to keep that ball. Starcevic just trying to find a way to get on base, and if he can do so, the tying run then would come to the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Huzar looking for a punch out. As Huzar fakes Johnson, trying to hit a ball trick to see if something can happen, as sometimes you might get someone to run across, whether it's the second runner at second base and Johnson or possibly Wold makes a couple of steps. The only kicker is Hoyland never went back to actually cover second if you're going to try to throw that play. Here's the 3-2. This one will run in, and Whipple earns the walk. Starcevic earns the walk. Nice at bat there by Starcevic. Bases loaded. Nowhere to put Whipple here, and the tying run comes to the plate for the Vikings. So runner at third again is Wold. Johnson at second. Starcevic at first, and this is the best opportunity for the Vikings that they've had here today, quite frankly, since right off the shoot in the first inning. First pitch swinging is Whipple. Now 0-1. Whipple 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Andy Traum due up next. One down here on the bottom of the sixth. The pitch. This one will miss for a ball at 1-1. One ball, one strike on the way. The pitch. Breaking ball, nice breaking ball there for Huzar. We've seen a lot of fastballs, and that was the off-speed pitch, kind of locked up Whipple. It's now 1-2. Here's the 1-2 offering. Another breaking ball got Whipple, and there's 2 down. So second strikeout for Trey Huzar, going a little bit more of the Uncle Charlie there for a couple of strikes, and he earns the strikeout. So 2 down here. Now it's up to Traum to try to find a way to get aboard. Here's the pitch. This one will miss for a ball at 1-0. Base is full on the way here for the Vikings again against Huzar. The 1-0 pitch. This one is going to be fisted. Clement going to give chase, trying to see this one. It stays in play. Clement, oh, what a play! What a play by the first baseman. He stretched out, able to get it in foul territory. Lost his hat to retire the side. What a play by Clement in foul territory. No runs come across off of a hit. There was an error and 3 runners left on base, and what a play by Clement there to get the Jags retired with the Vikings here as we head to the 7th. We'll have a new pitcher potentially coming on here as well for the Vikings. We'll let you know about it next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Did you know that Bassett Motors has over 300 pre-owned vehicles to choose from and a great selection of new vehicles arriving daily? At Bassett Motors, hometown hospitality and personal service is their goal. Come and experience a relaxed buying process. They will handle everything from financing and licensing to accessorizing your new vehicle. Give them a call at 701-652-2955 or check them out online at BassettMotors.com. Bassett Motors, where our customers send their friends.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsborough. You can see the latest inventory online at BloomfieldTrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsborough.
So take a look at some of the other scores making their way across today. Hillsborough, Central Valley, Northern Cass. Bottom of the second inning, it's 3-0 Northern Cass over Hillsborough, Central Valley. Region 2 baseball at Mayville State, it's 8-4 Thompson over at Nelson County. That in the bottom of the sixth inning. Region 1 baseball here today on YourLiveEvent.com. Northern Cass 3 outs away from advancing, but currently right now Northern Cass will try to add on to their 4-run lead. First pitch here to Sam Clement. It'll now be 0-1. Clement a single, a double, a walk with 2 runs scored and a really nice play over at first as well. Waits and due up and then Hoppy after him in the hole. Here's the 0-1 offering. I'll be in there for a strike at 0-2. Owen Hoyme on for his 3rd inning of work here for the Vikings. 1 balls, 2 strikes. The Vikings would love to keep it where it is here at a 4-run game and try to do exactly what they did in the 6th, as this is going to be lined and gloved by the second baseman, Traum. Traum able to do a nice job there on the lineout, and there's 1 down as Carter Waitson comes up to the plate. And going back to the Vikings, trying to keep it a 4-run game where one swing of the bat again can possibly do it here. As you will have Northern Cass again up by 4. Here's the righty, 1 out. This one will be in there for a strike now, 0-1 to Waitson. Waitson reached base with a fielder's choice his last time up in the 3rd. This one will miss for a ball. It's 1-1. Northern Cass also having a pitcher warming up in the bullpen here with Hoyland. So Chris Hoyland warming up in the bullpen here, but I'm not sure you're going to have the ball go out of Trey Huzar's hands if he can, as Andel able to flip it to Hoyme. That'll be 1-3, but again, Huzar's got about roughly maybe about 13 to 15 pitches yet to use, so you'll try to burn Huzar as much as you can, but if you get one long drawn-out at bat, he might only go up against 1 or 2 batters. And then it would be up to Hoyland after that, it looks like here, if it gets to that point in the 7th. But Hoyme does a good job getting a couple of outs quickly here in the top half. Now to Hoppy. This one will go all the way to the backstop. It'll be 1-0. Hoppy with a walk, stolen base, and a run scored back in the 2nd. Hit a single in the 3rd and reached base with a run scored back in the 5th. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It'll go through Hoppy's mitt. It's now 2-0. A game that has now gone an hour and 40 minutes here today in Castleton. 2 balls, no strikes with 2 outs here in the 7th. The 2-0 offering on the way. This is going to be hit in the air to left. McDonald trying to chase this one, and this will go all the way to the wall. Hoppy rounding first, on his way to second. He'll get there with a stand-up 2-out double for Hoppy, and the Jags have a runner in scoring position. As Metzger will dig in now for the Jags. 0 for 3 so far here today. Nice hit by Hoppy. One of the harder hits that we've seen in this contest is that one nearly one-hopped the wall all the way to the warning track. So can Northern Cass capitalize here with 2 down in the top of the 7th inning? The pitch. This one swung on a miss. Now 0-1. Carter Westland due up after that if Metzger can climb aboard for the Vikings. 8, 9, and 1 batters are due up in the bottom half of the 7th inning. 5-1 your score is. Stepping off will be Hoyme. Pitcher perfect night tonight at the ballpark. For a little baseball here in Castleton, the 0-1 offering as the righty-righty matchup. Hoyme. This one is foul back to the netting. It's now 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes here. Pat Adair behind home plate. Cale Hamry at 3rd and Eric Olson at 1st. Central Cass awaits the winner of this contest as they're all geared up, ready to go to take their infield, outfield once this game gets done, and they rake the field. No balls, 2 strikes. The 0-2 breaking ball just misses. Now it's going to be 1-2. So a lineup by Clement. Waitson with the grounder. Hoppy able to reach base with a double, and we'll see what Metzger does here against Hoyme. The 1-2 offering. That'll miss. Now it'll be 2-2. So after falling behind the count, Metzger able to get this one back to a 2-ball, 2-strike count here with 2 outs in the 7th. That'll miss. Now 3-2. So a nice at-bat here for Metzger, trying to reach base for the first time here today. Metzger in this tournament, 3 of 10 with 5 runs scored. 3-2. Swung on and missed, and Hoyme gets his 2nd strikeout. No runs, a hit with that 2-out double, no errors, and a runner left on base. We played 6.5 on our Bank North scoreboard. Kindred down to their final 3 outs when we return on yourliveevent.com.
Meet Blake, the messiest 4-year-old on the planet. He's no ordinary durability tester. Meet SmartStrand, no ordinary carpet. With all pet protection, it's the softest, most durable, easiest to clean carpet on the planet. When Blake's barn got a comfy makeover, SmartStrand came clean, even went up against a 2-ton rhino. Made to withstand all walks of life. Ask for SmartStrand, rhino tested, rhino approved.
Available at Carpet World, carpetworldfargo.com.
At
Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator.
Central Cass Schools' mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow into the new space and move forward with excellence.
As we come back here, bottom of the 7th inning, Trey Huzar goes 2 1/3 innings of work here for Northern Cass. Does give up 2 hits, but no runs, a walk and 2 strikeouts. He'll have about 121 pitches to our count here in this tournament, so he'll have 14 more yet to go if Northern Cass is able to hang on and win this game, as Chris Hoyland will take them on. Hoyland, 2 2/3 innings of work, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 2 walks and a strikeout against Central Cass. As Hoyland will come up now here for Northern Cass. Huzar will go to center, and then Metzger will go from center to right, so Hansen will come out. As now you have Jack McDonald, Owen Hoyme, then Kylan Swenson due up here, and it looks like the Vikings will make a pinch hitting opportunity there for Hoyme, as it looks to be Fisher Johnson in the batter's box, and it is. So Johnson will be up next for the Vikings. Jack McDonald right now is 1 of 1 with a single and a walk here today. Hoyland with the 0-1 pitch. That'll miss. It's now 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike on the way here, bottom of the 7th inning. As McDonald trying to get aboard here. The 1-1 is going to be popped up, and that one is playable to Huzar. Huzar in the gap, and that'll be 1 down. So 1 down now, as you'll have Fisher Johnson coming up in the spot of Hoyme, and then back to the top of the lineup with Kylan Swenson as the Vikings are down to their final 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Now 0-1. Northern Cass trying to make it the 2022 championship, where Northern Cass and Central Cass played on this very diamond. It was a 3-2 win in the championship for Central Cass in 2022, and then last year Central Cass winners over Kindred-Richland 5-1. Here's the 1-1 offering. This one in there for a strike. Now it's 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here. Hoyland to Johnson, the pitch. This is going to be popped up as Wadeson takes the mask off, able to see it, and gets the out. So Carter Wadeson gets the 2nd out here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Vikings are down to their final outs. Kylan Swenson hit by a pitch with a run scored back in the first. 0 for 2 so far here today for the Vikings. As Northern Cass looking for the final out to send them to the championship later tonight against the Squirrels. That game will roughly get underway about 20 minutes or so after the conclusion of this game, once they allow Central Cass to get their infield, outfield work in, and then also rank the field in between games. And a reminder, after the conclusion of game number 2, we will have the All-Region Senior Athlete and Coach of the Year as well will be announced, no matter what happens, win or loss, in that game between Northern Cass and Central Cass. Here's the 1-1. Swung on a miss, and now the Vikings are down to their final strike. Hoyland in relief, a fly out, a pop out. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the way here to Swenson. The 1-2. This one will come in, and Kylan will take first base with a hit by pitch, his 2nd hit by pitch of the contest here. And for the Vikings, it's all about finding ways to bring that tying run somehow to the plate. As you'll have Stanley Belaski sacrifice bunt in the first, a single in the third, and then a fly out to the right fielder at the time, Hansen. As this one misses outside for a ball, it's now 1-0. So Hoyland got the first two. Swenson hit by pitch. Now we'll see what Belaski can do on the way here for the Vikings. The 1-0. That'll miss for a ball. It's now 2-0, and then Jack Wold is due up next if Belaski can get aboard. 2 balls, no strikes with 2 outs here. Hoyland looks back the runner, the 2-0. That'll one-hop Wadeson, and now it's 3 balls and no strikes to Belaski. And Belaski, you got to think, is probably taking at least on this one and possibly the next, as the Vikings down to their final out, but need that base runners on here, down by 4. 3-0. That'll be in there for a strikeout on the inner port. Now 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike on the way to the number 2 batter in the lineup, the senior, who started off the day on the hill in Belaski. Here's the 3-1 offering. That'll miss for a ball and bases. A base on ball here. Swenson will take second. Belaski will take first here. And Sam Johnson will come on and talk with the infield with the runners at first and second and 2 down here in the 7th inning. Jack Wold has reached base twice, once on a walk in the first and an error back in the 6th. And then from there will be Grant Spellhog due up next, and the Vikings will find a way to bring Spellhog up to the plate as a tying run. Off your Northern Cass, after 2 quick outs of McDonald and Hoyme, Swenson on a 1-1 pitch was hit by a pitch, and then Belaski able to draw a 5-pitch walk, and the Vikings still have hope here in the bottom of the 7th inning. As Kindred trying to find themselves into the Region 1 championship for back-to-back consecutive seasons, if they can make a comeback here against Northern Cass. Northern Cass can give up 3 runs in the bottom half of the 7th. They will advance. If it's 4 runs, we will go extras. If it's any more than that, Kindred will win it on the walk-off fashion. Runner at second base again is Swenson. Runner at first is Belaski. 2 down here as Hoyland. After Sam Johnson came out, a little instruction in the infield. We'll see where Hoyland goes here against Wold. First pitch in there, splits the plate for a strike. It's now 0-1. And for the Vikings, your number 3 batter in the lineup in the senior shortstop. Here's the 0-1 offering. This one is going to be hit to left field. Westland to the warning track, keeps going back, and he makes the catch, and that'll do it. Northern Cass able to pick up the win here today in 7 on the flyout. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base as Hoyland comes on and pitches a goose egg in the 7th inning. With the win for Northern Cass, they will move on and play in the championship game. With the loss for Kindred, their season comes to a close in a game that was able to go 1 hour and 52 minutes here today from Castleton. Make sure you stay tuned to our post-game show. Brought to you in part by the Pentro Stopping Center. That's coming up next. The Vikings dropped to 12-10 on the season, while with the win for Northern Cass, they were able to improve to 15-10 on the year, and they will play in about 20-25 minutes against the Central Cass Squirrels coming up in the championship. Again, your final, Northern Cass 5, Kindred 1. Our post-game show brought to you in part by Petro Stopping Centers is coming up next.
Here at Dakota Heritage Bank in Red Lake Falls, we pride ourselves on serving you with experienced, friendly bankers who make all decisions locally. Our bankers are available to help you with any of your financial needs. We offer a variety of deposit products from checking accounts to IRAs. Our quick local decisions allow you to borrow money and make your purchases today. Stop in or call one of our local friendly bankers today at 218-253-2265. Member FDIC.
Emery Visto's Implement has been family owned and operated since 1935. Located in Oaks, North Dakota, they sell CarQuest automotive parts and numerous lines of agriculture parts. Make sure you check out their garden center with all new grills, smokers, and griddles. Plus, you'll have to stop by and check out their Ariat and Cinch clothing section, along with Ariat and Twisted X footwear. At Emery Visto's Implement, anything you need is under one roof. Stop in just south of Oaks on Highway 1 or call 701-742-2167.
This is our post-game show brought to you in part again by the Petro Stopping Center. Petro Stopping Center is located just off of 45th Street and I-94 in Fargo. Let them roll out the VIP red carpet treatment for you today, helping customers throughout the seasons, around the clock, every day of the week, open 24/7, whether it's gas or they're looking for a quick snack or something in between. Check out the Petro Stopping Center. Here's a look at the final line score here in this one with the win again for Northern Cass. They take 3 out of 4 in the season series against the Vikings, 5-1. Northern Cass, 5 runs off of 8 hits. There was 2 errors, 8 runners left on base for the Vikings. 1 run off of 5 hits. There was 2 errors and 8 runners left on base in a game that goes an hour and 52 minutes here today in Castleton. Final box score looks like this here again for Northern Cass. Colin Mitchell 0 for 4. Chris Hoyling goes 1 of 3, 1 of 4 today. And Trey Huzar with a double, a hit by pitch, a run scored, a walk as well. Sam Clemens himself a fine performance, a couple of hits, a walk with 2 runs scored. Here for Northern Cass, Wadeson 0 for 4, but with a run driven in. Hoppy goes 2 for 3 from the plates with a walk and a stolen base and a run scored back in the second. Came in to score as well in the 5th. Metzger goes 0 for 4. Westland goes 1 of 3, and then Jacob Ossie here in this one was able to go 1 of 3 with a run driven in. Well, for the Vikings of Kindred, here is a look at their final box score of the season. Swenson hit by a pitch twice, came in with a run scored 0 for 2. Stanley Belaski able to go 1 of 2 with a sacrifice bunt and a single as well. Jack Wold goes 0 for 3 with a walk. And then you had Grant Spellhog 2 of 3 with a run driven in. That came back in the contest. Again, 1 of 3. And then from there, Luke Starcevic goes 0 for 2 with a walk. Bryce Whipple able to get a base knock. He was able to go 0 for 3. Andy Trom with a single goes 0 for 3. And then Jack McDonald able to earn a single here today as well. And a walk back in the 5th inning. And Owen Hoyme goes 0 for 2. And then Fisher Johnson goes 0 for 1 here in this one. So that's a look at your box score or Petro Stopping Centers. When we come back after this, we'll hear from a victorious Jag around the corner after this.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards, plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey swatch, autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. Call anytime, 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro.
Joining us now from Northern Cass, Sam Clemens with us. You're the first baseman for the Jags. As we mentioned, a single, a double, stolen base, a run scored, a walk with a run scored as well. Did a little bit of everything and a big pop out in foul territory. Able to record the final out there in the 6th when Kindred was threatening. Sam, congratulations on the win. Just what does it mean this season with this group of guys to get back to where you were in 2022? That is a Region 1 championship, and you know you got another game here in about 20 minutes or so against the Squirrels.
You know, it means a lot. I mean, we've been working hard. We're a pretty young team, so we're pretty excited for the championship. We're going to give it our best.
Take us through that 6th inning. There's that pop-up, and, you know, maybe yet on Saturday, maybe that one goes out of play with the win, but today able to stay with it, backpedaling a little bit. What was kind of going through your mind when you saw that ball enter your glove?
I was super excited. Right when it went up, I was like, I just made an error, so I got to catch this ball. So I ran as fast as I could, and I was telling myself I got to catch this for my team to make it for my air.
And then from there, a really nice pitching performance top to bottom. Metzger comes out 3 2/3. He gives you as much as he can before he leaves the pitch count. Trey Huzar with 2 2/3 inning, and Chris Harlan with 2 quick outs and gets that last one. What was it like from your point of view seeing those 3 guys work on the mound here today?
It was really awesome. They're all great pitchers. Trey is probably the best pitcher in the region. They all did really well, and I'm really proud of them.
Sam, what's the mentality like? You got Central Cass, a team that you played earlier in this tournament. You guys know them very well. It was a season opener for both of you guys way back in April. But what's the one thing that this team needs to do well moving forward against Central Cass later tonight?
We just got to put the ball in play every at-bat, get quality at-bats, see a lot of pitches. They're going to make errors, and we just got to keep putting it in play, and we'll get some runs.
Hey, Sam, congratulations on the win. Best of luck later tonight.
Thank you.
That again, Sam Clement here with us on our post-game show. We'll continue after this from Castleton.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
As we come back on our Petro Stopping Center's post-game show, it's now time to name you our RDK Enterprises Feature Precision Play of the Contest. RDK Enterprises in Hillsboro. They thank you for your business. Go to planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc.com. For more info on precision planting, visit planterdoc.com. And that was with Sam Clement with that bases loaded again in the 6th inning. Abel, as he alluded to, was unable to field one earlier, but came back and retired Andy Traum on the pop-out with fly ball. It was 5-1, bases loaded, 2 outs in the 6th. If you don't make that, you give Traum another opportunity at the plate to maybe draw a walk, get a single, bring some runs in, but unable to do that. That was our play of the game late in this one here on YourLiveEvent.com. Brought to you in part again by RDK Enterprises in Hillsboro in this one. So on your Petro Stopping Center post-game show, a final again. Northern Cass picks up the win, 5-1. Metzger picks up the win, while picking up the loss will be Boloski here for the Vikings. Boloski, 4 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts, while Matthew Metzger, 3 2/3, 3 hits, a run with 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. Kindred takes the first lead 1-0 after 1. Northern Cass ties it at 1 going to the 3rd. They scored 2 runs in the top half of the 3rd. Then they scored 2 runs in the top half of the 5th, as well as Northern Cass picks up the win 5-1 here on our Petro Stopping Center post-game show. So what's next? Northern Cass must beat Central Cass to get to a second championship game. If not, they will make their way upcoming. Then Central Cass will make its way for a 4th consecutive season to the championship. So that is what's upcoming here on YourLiveEvent.com. And join Jake Berkmeyer and Josh Boyko down in Hinkinson for Northern Cass HCV softball as well for a loser out game in the Region 1 softball tournament. On behalf of both the head coaches, Sam Johnson, and alongside with him, Scott Milbrandt, for joining us in the pregame show. Thank you very much again for joining us here with Sam Clement. That interview one more time is brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhbanknd.com. That is dhbanknd.com, our pre- and post-game interviews here today. So on behalf of Joey Hughes, I'm Chase Miller. Your final again, 5-1 Northern Cass. The championship's coming up around the corner here on YourLiveEvent.com.